What if Pokémon were real? Not the games, not the cards, not the cartoons. What if they actually existed in the flesh with real power, real instincts, and real danger? We have been asking that question inside this laboratory for months. And today, we are not just studying Pokémon. Today, we are fusing them, using a fusion chamber built from the most advanced technology ever developed in this facility. We are going to combine two completely different Pokémon into one single creature. A new species, something that has never existed before. The results could be incredible. They could be unstable. They could be both. 3 experiments are prepared. 3 pairs of Pokémon are ready. And the machine is already warming up. Before we begin, one thing needs to be said clearly. This has never been done before. Not on this scale. Not with these combinations. Every scientist in this building signed a risk agreement this morning. Every safety protocol is active. Every containment system is fully operational. And yet, standing in this room right now, looking at the fusion chamber humming with energy it was barely designed to hold, there is a feeling that protocols and preparation may not be enough. Something is going to happen today that changes everything. Let us begin. The first subject is Snorlax. It is enormous. Nearly 500 kilograms of pure bulk, covered in thick cream-colored fur with a dark blue underbelly. Snorlax is known for one thing above everything else: it eats. Constantly, it can consume nearly 400 kilograms of food in a single day before lying down and going completely still. But do not let its laziness fool you. When Snorlax moves, the ground shakes. When it rolls, nothing stops it. His body is like a living fortress. Attacks that would flatten most Pokémon bounce off its massive frame without leaving a mark. In recorded encounters with wild Pokémon in the field, Snorlax has been observed shrugging off direct water cannon strikes, rock slides, and even a close-range thunder attack without changing its facial expression. It does not fear what hits it. The second subject is Blastoise. Built like a tank wearing a shell, Blastoise is a water-type powerhouse that stands on 2 thick legs with 2 enormous water cannons mounted directly into its shell. Those cannons are not decorative. They can fire pressurized water streams with enough force to punch through solid steel. Blastoise is precise, disciplined, and extremely difficult to knock off balance. It evolved from Squirtle, small, curious, and scrappy, through Wartortle, where discipline and power began to sharpen. By the time it reached its final form as Blastoise, every ounce of that early energy was refined into controlled, devastating force. It is not the fastest Pokémon in this facility, but it does not need to be. Both subjects are sedated and placed inside the fusion chamber. The chamber seals shut with a pressurized hiss. Inside, 2 separate containment pods glow faintly blue. The energy grid activates. A low hum fills the room. Numbers scroll across monitors. Temperature rising. Particle density climbing. The machine reaches fusion threshold. Then silence. A blinding white pulse of light fills the chamber. When the doors open, something new steps out. It is massive, even larger than Snorlax alone. Its body carries that same enormous rounded frame, that thick padded fur. But now the fur is slate blue across its back and shoulders, hardened into armor-like plates. 2 hydraulic cannons are embedded directly into its upper back, curving upward like exhaust towers on a warship. For the power test, we activate a reinforced wall of steel plating at the far end of the laboratory. The fusion barely moves. It shifts its weight. The twin cannons rotate. Then, with the slow exhale of something that does not consider opposition a real threat, it fires. Both cannon blasts hit at the same moment, with the combined pressure of Blastoise's precision and Snorlax's sheer mass amplifying the output. The steel wall does not crack. It does not bend. It vanishes, torn apart and pushed backward through the secondary containment barrier in a single hit. The second experiment feels different the moment we bring the subjects in. Lucario moves like it is always watching something nobody else can see. It stands upright, lean and focused, with black fur across its legs and a blue-gray body trimmed with raised steel spikes at its chest and paws. Lucario senses aura, the invisible energy radiating from every living thing. It can read emotions, predict movements, and launch devastating pulses of focused aura force. It is a fighter trained from instinct to the bone. It has been recorded in the wild, responding to threats before those threats have made any visible movement. It does not wait for an attack to begin. It knows it is coming before the attacker does. Greninja is its perfect counterpart. Long-limbed and agile, with deep blue skin and a tongue wrapped around its neck like a scarf, Greninja moves faster than most creatures in this facility can track. It uses water as a weapon, hardening it into shuriken-shaped blades that it launches with blinding speed. It disappears, reappears, and strikes before anyone registers it has moved. Both enter the chamber. The energy signature for this fusion looks completely different from the first. Where Experiment 1 was a slow, powerful buildup, this one is frantic. Lights flicker. The readings spike and drop rhythmically. Something inside the chamber is moving, fast. Two energy streams that refuse to stay still chase each other around the containment field before slamming together in a crack of blue and white light. What walks out is extraordinary. Tall and impossibly lean, with Lucario's upright posture and long digitigrade legs. The skin is deep blue-black. Steel spikes run down its forearms and a Greninja-style tongue wrap flows from its neck, hardened now into something closer to a blade edge. Its eyes glow gold. It radiates calm awareness and contained velocity at the same time. For the test, we release 6 automated target drones, fast, unpredictable, and scattered across the room. The fusion does not look at them, closes its eyes. Then it moves. In under 3 seconds, every drone is destroyed. Some hit by aura pulses thrown without looking. Some sliced mid-flight by water blades hardened to razor edges. One was intercepted before it even completed its first movement pattern. When the last drone drops, the fusion stands exactly where it started. Eyes still closed. The room is completely silent. One of the senior researchers lowers her clipboard. She does not write anything down. She just stares. We all do. This is the one we debated running at all. 3 separate meetings were held about whether this experiment should happen today. Arguments were made on both sides. In the end, the decision came down to one simple truth. If we do not run this experiment under controlled conditions, someone else will run it without any. So we proceed. The subjects for Experiment 3 are in a different category entirely. Both are extraordinarily powerful. Both carry energy that pushes the fusion chamber's sensors to the edge of their designed range before the experiment even begins. The readings are already unstable just from having them in adjacent containment pods. The chamber had to be reinforced with additional plating overnight. For backup power systems were installed. Emergency containment fields were tested twice this morning. None of that feels like enough standing here now. The chamber is sealed. The machine activates. Maximum power draw. The facility lights dim as every available energy unit reroutes to the fusion process. For 40 seconds, nothing happens. Then the chamber starts to shake. A low vibration at first, something you feel in your chest before you hear it. Then it builds. Monitors start flashing red. An alarm trips in the secondary systems. The chamber walls begin glowing in uneven pulses, white, then orange, then red. The energy readings spiral past every measurement threshold on record. A technician calls out that the system is losing containment. The machine is not malfunctioning. It is overwhelmed. The 2 energy signatures inside are not merging cleanly. They are fighting each other, 2 forces refusing to combine, crashing against the chamber walls looking for any way out. Warning lights flood the room in deep red. Someone shouts to abort, but it is already too late. The chamber doors do not open. They explode. The blast throws equipment across the laboratory. Standing in the wreckage of the chamber is something that should not exist. It is enormous, taller than anything we have recorded in this facility. Its form shifts between shapes, between types, between states of matter. Energy crackles off it in arcs. Its eyes are not calm. They are wild. They sweep across the room and find no acceptable explanation for their own existence. It roars. The sound alone cracks the observation window. One hit brings the wall of monitoring equipment down in a heap of sparks. Another dissolves half the floor of the secondary lab. A support column near the east wall buckles and begins to lean. Debris rains from the ceiling in chunks. 3 researchers scramble for the emergency exit corridor. The overhead sprinkler system trips, but the water evaporates before it reaches the ground. It is not attacking targets. It is not testing its power. It is simply releasing, uncontrolled, reactive, furious. We have approximately 90 seconds before structural integrity in the main lab fails. The call goes out over the internal system. Experiment 1. Experiment 2. Both released from holding. The heavy Snorlax Blastoise fusion enters from the south corridor. Its twin cannons are already rotating. It reads the chaos in the room with those slow, patient eyes and places itself directly between the unstable fusion and the main exit. It is not a wall of flesh. It is a statement. The Lucario Greninja fusion drops from the upper walkway and lands without a sound. The unstable fusion turns. What follows is not a clean battle. It is desperate and fast and loud. The heavy fusion absorbs 3 direct strikes, energy blasts that would have brought the building down, absorbing them through its reinforced plating. It staggers but does not fall. Its feet dig grooves into the concrete floor from the force. It steadies, lowers its head, and returns fire with pressurized twin cannon blasts that stagger the monster backward 3 full meters. The Lucario Greninja fusion moves through the chaos like water. It does not fight the unstable creature directly. It targets the energy spikes, the visible arcs of uncontrolled power surging off the creature's body. Each water blade hits a pressure point. Each aura pulse strikes a specific node of output. Methodical, precise. It is reading the creature's aura the way Lucario was always built to, finding the fear inside the fury, finding the exhaustion behind the destruction. It is not attacking the fusion. It is unraveling it. The unstable creature weakens. Its form begins to stabilize, shifting less, flickering less. The arcs of energy shrink. Its roar drops in pitch. For a single moment, something almost like confusion passes across its face. One final dual cannon blast from the heavy fusion and a simultaneous full-force aura strike from the agile fusion hit at the same instant. The creature collapses. Energy dissipates in waves across the room. Monitors still flicker. The floor is destroyed. Half the ceiling is gone. But it is over. The 2 fusions stand side by side in the wreckage. The heavy one lets its cannons slowly lower. The agile one finally opens its golden eyes. We learned something today that no textbook could have taught us. Pokémon power is not simply added when 2 species combine. It compounds in ways we cannot fully predict. It amplifies, it evolves, it sometimes refuses to be controlled at all. Every fusion we created today was something the world had never seen. And every one of them surprised us. The calm devastation of the first, the terrifying precision of the second, and the uncontrollable force of the third, a reminder that there are limits to what science should attempt, and consequences when those limits are crossed. But here is what struck us most in the aftermath, standing in the ruins of this room. When the 2 stable fusions came together to stop the third, they did not need to be told how. They responded to the threat not as experiments, not as creations, but as something more. They protected. The question we are left with tonight, standing in the wreckage of this laboratory, is not whether fusion science should continue. The question is this. If these 3 fusions were possible, what other combinations are out there waiting to exist? And perhaps the biggest question of all, if a fusion can choose to protect something, can it also choose something else entirely? We do not have those answers yet, but we intend to find them. Subscribe. The next experiment is already being prepared.